Be sure to comment, subscribe, and click the notifications bell.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, what's up, guys? JD Venom here, part of Venom Nation Wrestling, and today is the day. Today is the very first episode of the Getting Over podcast. We got a lot to talk about here today. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and like my Facebook page, where both links are down below. And, of course, tell your friends and family and come and join the Venom Nation Wrestling here on YouTube. And got a lot of stories to talk about here today. Some that you may know already, some that may be in the rumor mill right now. But I got a couple things here for you guys today, and we'll see how this goes here for the first episode. Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section for anything, and I'll try to respond to your comments. So first news story here that I got for you: Raw and Smackdown ratings are down this week. Okay, which is not a surprise to anybody, especially Raw. Raw has hit a shocking low, and basically Raw's viewership during the 3-hour show averaged 2.86 million viewers, which is saying a new 20-year low for the show on a non-holiday and non-football time frame. Now, they are contributing this because of the NBA playoffs. A lot of people are saying that, hey, it's the NBA playoffs, and, that's why it's a new low. You have the San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets, which is the most highly anticipated series during the second round of the playoffs. I just think that WWE is playing on bad programming right now. Okay? On TV, at least. SmackDown is a little bit better. Raw has not been good consistently. Raw's been more bad than good consistently over the past 3 to 4 years. Easily. A lot of people are just not interested in the product right now. They're not interested in some of the wrestlers. Like, I'm a big Finn Balor fan. I'm a big Seth Rollins fan. I like these guys, but to people who have not seen the product, and to the casuals, they're not that fully invested into some of these guys. There's fans who are invested in Seth Rollins. Like I said, I'm invested into him. I'm invested in Finn Balor. I'm invested into The Miz and Bray Wyatt, and, other guys that are on both rosters, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens. I'm invested into these guys. But the thing is that you keep putting on the same boring bullshit every week. On Raw, it's all about Roman Reigns. It's all about Roman Reigns at the end of the day. Doesn't matter if he has the title or not. It's all about Roman Reigns at the end of the day. Now, I'm not contributing saying that, hey, that's the main reason why, Raw is in the tanker right now. But that is a very good high chance on why people are not watching wrestling, really, at this time, is because of guys like Roman Reigns who are being pushed down our throats, who really should be in another role. Roman Reigns should not be the number one guy on Monday Night Raw or even in the WWE. It should be other guys like Seth Rollins and Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt and Shinsuke and those guys. They're up there, but Roman Reigns and John Cena, for that matter, even though John Cena has grown on me over the past 2 years, it seems like that Roman Reigns is the catalyst around of why the Reigns are where it's at right now. Again, like I said, it's not the full number one reason why he's like that, or why the Reigns are where it is, but hey, if that's the number one guy, for example, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the number one guy, had the highest reigns ever, even though it was, TV14, you can contribute to that as well, but Hulk Hogan, number one guy, one of the best eras of all time, Shawn Michaels, number one guy, and Bret Hart, I'll put those two together in the New Generation era because they're both the number one guys there. Even though that the New Generation era was not being viewed by a lot of people, they were still respected for the most part by the fans. Roman Reigns is barely respected by the casuals and is no way, shape, or form respected by the internet fans. Now, and I'm talking about I'm not speaking for everybody, obviously. I'm not speaking for everybody. But I just really think that you gotta have Roman have come back with something fresh with him. It can't just be Superman punch, 1, 2, 3, spear, 1, 2, 3. Well, no one gets defeated with Superman punch, so I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But right now, WWE is just in limbo with their whole shit right now, especially after WrestleMania. Between WrestleMania and SummerSlam, their reigns are never that good anyway, but I just find it very, very concerning that they hit a 20-year low for viewership this past Monday on Raw. I really hope that it goes up. I really hope that, I really hope that it does go up. And maybe because, hell, the Reigns where it is, maybe because Roman Reigns wasn't there. So we don't know exactly. If Roman Reigns wasn't there, there should be more viewership, but I guess Roman Reigns wasn't there, so, it could be a number of things. It could be a number of things on why the viewership is where it's at right now, especially because cable TV now is starting to become obsolete. Me working with a cable company, people don't want fucking cable TV. They want internet. Every time when someone calls me, they want internet, and people just don't want TV nowadays. They don't like to watch TV. They're too busy, or they just watch Netflix, or they got what is it called, the Cody TV or the Cody app, wherever the hell it is. People just don't watch TV as much anymore either. So you're not gonna see those ratings from Raw and SmackDown back from 1999, 2000. You're not gonna see those ratings anymore. You're just not. Too many TV channels, and the internet is definitely contribute to that as well. But WWE, they need to find a way to get some better product on TV, and so Reigns can be consistently in over 3.5 million to 4 million people a week. Okay, but SmackDown went down as well this week. They didn't really. They have never really been doing good either, and SmackDown, who has a better show, not much as of late, but consistently over the past year, they had the better show, and their ratings have been down too as well. So as far as Raw is concerned, the 3 hours went like this: 8 p.m. 2.92 million viewers, 9 p.m. 3.04 million viewers, and 10 p.m. It went to 2.65 million viewers. So, like I said, the average was 2.86 million over the 3-hour show, and that's another thing too. USA Network has us having a 3-hour show for the next couple years at least, and that could be another thing as well. The shows are too long. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section, on what you think about Raw being, down the dumps right now with the ratings, and also as well, what do you think contributes to the low ratings? I think it's because of the combinations of Roman Reigns, of him being pushed. But again, Roman Reigns wasn't there this week, so can I really blame him? I can't. I mean, as far as this week's concerned, I can't blame him because he wasn't there. So what do you guys think contributes to that? I mean, I honestly think it's the bad writing, combination of, like I said, Roman Reigns, being pushed down our throats, making him the #1 guy every single week, and it's just not working. And also on top of that as well, I just think the fans are just sick of seeing the same matches and the same, variation of storylines every single week. So, that's that for that story, and we're gonna move on here. So Xpac, this is nothing new, of course, and Xpac recently was arrested. He was arrested on drug trafficking charges. Okay, so apparently he had, I believe it was meth, and had methamphetamines, and also as well he's had, I believe, marijuana as well. When Xpac doesn't have weed, right? So Xpac was on his show, his podcast show, which was Xpac 12360, and he basically says that he may be arrested for possession of a controlled substance this weekend, but the official test will prove him that he wasn't traveling with meth. Okay. And Waltman addressed the incident on his show, like I said, Xpac 12360, and with Ryan Satin. Ryan Satin was there interviewing him. I saw bits and pieces of the interview, and he was, he was lighthearted about it, and my thoughts on this here, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been cleaning up his life over the past few years. He's seen what Scott Hall, he's seen what Jake the Snake Roberts have done with DDP and DDP Yoga. Now, he doesn't, it wasn't actually part of the whole DDP Yoga thing. It hasn't been really documented about that, but he's been cleaning up his life, okay? So basically, Pac, he was at the gate. He was stopped at the gate while he was attempting to board his flight. He was flying out to somewhere. He didn't make any particular on where he was flying out to, but he says that things went awry at that time. So Pac claims that a customs officer approached him shortly after he instantly copped to having marijuana-related items in his bag. Okay, an hours-long search through his stuff ensured that Sean claims that he overheard the lead agent say, "We gotta make this look good." Okay, and Sean also claims that the agent jumped for joy at one point after testing something from his carry-on. Xpac admit, however, that there was no methamphetamines in his bag despite his charges, and that the full test results from the police will show he was telling the truth. He also says that he will be taking a hair follicle test to prove he hasn't relapsed. So that is on the Xpac 12360 podcast. And again, my thoughts about this is that I'm gonna give Xpac the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I really think that he's been trying to clean up his life as of late, and like I said, if he's really adamant about this, I truly think that things will wash over. This whole story will wash over, by next week for sure. But I hope Xpac, I hope everything works out for Xpac. I mean, he's always been one of my favorites of all time growing up, and it just sucks to hear that one of your one of the wrestlers that you watch in your childhood is even going through this sort of issue here. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully nothing comes of it here, because something does happen. He's gonna maybe spend a couple years in jail, in prison. So we don't want that to happen to Xpac. At least I don't. So. Just some of the things that people have been saying, he's like, oh, this guy's he was born a loser, he's destined to die. Like, come on, guys, come on. Fucking tasteless people out there that have been commenting, for that he should fucking die and all this stuff, and terrible stuff, guys. I don't really agree with that at all. Another story from this week here, moving on to our next story here. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman being seen together in Rome at the Coliseum. A lot of people are bashing this, and I'm gonna bash this as well, because I'm all about kayfabe, and we want to make if I was a booker and if I was running WWE, if I knew that these two guys were gonna be out in public, in Europe, I will say that do not be together. Don't be together, guys. Heels could be, the heels could be with the faces could be with the heels, but just not you two, because you're in the feud right now. Braun Strowman, you're supposed to have a fucking torn rotator cuff. If Braun Strowman really had a torn rotator cuff, he'll be out for 7 to 8 months easy. If he had a torn rotator cuff, that's what they said on Raw. That's what he had. Roman Reigns supposed to have a separated shoulder. He got destroyed by Braun Strowman. The steel steps going into his abdomen, his ribs, coughing up blood on the wall after fucking Payback. And just now you see a picture with him, Heath Slater, Matt Hardy, Titus O'Neil, who apparently people are blaming Titus O'Neil for this because it was on his Twitter, that they were together and they were walking together. Again, if I was running things, I would not have those two together. Anybody who's in a feud, do not be together. I mean, if Matt Hardy wants to be around, for example, You know, if Matt Hardy wants to be around, for example, the club, face Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, will include Jeff Hardy, of course, and heals the club, and you're taking pictures together in Rome, that's fine. You're not in a feud. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But if I see the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus together, okay, y'all in a feud, y'all just, you know, y'all just destroyed each other, you know, at fucking Payback, and, you know, you got destroyed by Sheamus and Cesaro. Why are y'all together, you know, 2 days later in Rome? Like, I don't get that. So, very bad mistake. If I was a wrestler, you know, I mean, we could be friends, you know, like backstage, that's fine. That's cool, you know, I mean, you don't want to be totally in character, you know, all the time. But when you're out in public, you gotta keep that sense of kayfabe to some type of degree. And, you know, I just don't like this. And also as well, you know, with the whole injuries thing and stuff, like, you know, Braun Strowman, like, wrap your arm up in something, you know, you got a torn rotator, just wrap your arm up in something when you're in public. Roman Reigns, you're supposed to have, you know, you're supposed to have, like, broken ribs and fucking, like, you know, like a separated shoulder, like, come on, like sell it a little bit, like if I was, I would try to hold my rib every now and then, you know, when I see some fans, be like, hey man, what's up, you know, well, like still act like I'm okay, but just like hold your ribs a little bit, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, he's injured. I don't know, that's just me, that's just me. Matt Hardy, I mean, he was still kind of in kayfabe a little bit. I mean, he was doing like the yes. You know, he was kind of doing that a little bit, but yeah, everybody else, I mean, when they're away from the ring, they don't think about wrestling, and I don't blame them either, because, you know, that's what they do for a living. But, you know, you signed up for this, and in my opinion, I think that you gotta stick to, you know, your character. You know, not at all times where you gotta be like, if you're a heel, let's say you're Braun Strowman, you're not gonna sign a kid's autograph. Not to that fucking degree. Still sign a kid's autograph, or just be like, I'm gonna beat Roman Reigns. I'm gonna beat your hero. That's all. That's all I will really will ask for from wrestlers. But hey, I mean, it's their life, and you know, if they don't want to be in kayfabe, that's them. But we are gonna shit on it if it doesn't make any sense. So that's that for that story. Those are my thoughts about that. Got some few more news stories here for you guys. Let's see, what else do we got here today? We're gonna get into some more stuff here. Okay, let's talk about this one here. WWE's Q1 2017 numbers. We're gonna get into some boring Q1 numbers. So I like this stuff here. Like the Q1, the Q2s, the Q3 numbers, because it lets you know what direction the company's going in. It can be a correlation why the ratings can be down. And this will probably make sense on why the ratings are down for Raw and SmackDown. So Wallstreet was not impressed by WWE's first quarter of 2017 financial results, and investors drove down the stocks by almost 5%. It was at 4.81%. Okay. WWE's closed the trading day at $19.79 and opened at $20.45. Stocks have not closed below $20 since February of this year, so their stocks are down. And I believe it's referring to today. Okay, it's referring to today. As I'm recording this, I'm recording this on Thursday, and you guys will be seeing this here on sometime. I think I'm doing like Friday morning ish. Like around 11 o'clock. I'm in Texas, so around 11 o'clock would be maybe noon for some people, and like in the New York City area, East Coast, West Coast, maybe 10 a.m. So I think 11 o'clock would be good for most people. Let me know what you think about the time. 11 o'clock for these podcasts here. So, but yeah, WWE's you know, net worth, net income of is down as well. Jesus Christ, and my phone's going off. Shut the fuck up. Alright, so you don't have to worry about that no more. But WWE's, yeah, WWE's, you know, network is down as well. So this is, as of right now, it's not good. It's not, anytime when your stock is down, it's just not good at all. Okay, so, hopefully they turn around. Hopefully things get better. But yeah, again, don't really like to see stuff like that at all, especially from WWE. On to our next story here. And I reported on this here on yesterday's video about Charlotte Flair. Now, as I'm recording this here, there's no other news out about it. Her photos was leaked, but I still want to touch base on this in case if you didn't see the other video. So obviously, Charlotte's photos got leaked. You know, her private photos got leaked. Obviously. Now, apparently, there were a total of 17 private photos that were leaked. 10 of them are her being naked. So either they're exposing her breasts or her fully being naked. Okay? So, read this here. In total, 17 very private photos were leaked from Charlotte Flair's phone. And at this point, it's not clear if the photos were stolen from her phone or someone who the photos were eventually sent to by the former Raw's Women's Champion. Out of the 17 photos, 10 of them are either fully naked or with her breast exposed. The other main photos have Flair in her underwear. The naked photos look like they have been taken from the same bathroom, with the other photos are probably taken from different hotel rooms. One photo suggests that she was in a locker room where it was taken. Charlotte admitted in a statement on Twitter that the photos were hers and were posted online without her permission, and she did ask whoever to take down photos. So again, my thoughts about this: the guy well, it obviously has to be a guy. It just obviously has to be a guy. So I'm gonna say it's a guy. The guy who leaked her photos, whoever it is a piece of shit. Now, if it's a deranged fan, if it's somebody who's a virgin who just, jacks off in a room of Charlotte and Sasha and they have the page, the couple page sex videos downloaded into their computer and they jack off to it every single night. Those are the fucking type of people that would do something like this here. It is disgusting. It is pathetic. It is despicable. I hope these guys, or this guy, gets fucking caught. And I hope he is prosecuted and eventually put in prison. Now, I know that may not happen, I should say. But, it's really fucking sad that you get people out there who really wants to, I guess, try to ruin people's lives. Paige's life is not necessarily ruined, but her WWE career is ruined, for sure. I don't see Paige come back to WWE at all. Even though I think that WWE will actually bank money on Paige because of this whole issue, I don't see WWE bringing back Paige. Now, Charlotte, thank God, there's been no videos, it's just been photos. And, come on, we as guys, and there are some women watching this video as well, we as people, I should say, especially in high school. You know what I mean? You're a virgin. You probably had sex maybe once or twice when you're in high school, or maybe you have sex a lot. You had that one girlfriend. We send, our girlfriends pictures of whatever, and the girl will send us pictures of her, and it happens all the time. So Charlotte, she's on the road, 200 plus days a year, and especially being the face of the women in WWE. She's the number one woman in WWE. That's the way that she's positioned. You know what I mean? You can throw Sasha and Bayley up there, and Nikki Bella up there as 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever order that you want. But Charlotte, she's clearly number one, just by how she's been treated over the past couple years. I think I'll take that back. I think Nikki's number one. Nikki Bella and the Bella Twins, they're number one from the entertainment aspect, as far as being out there, being on TV shows, talk shows, things of that nature. They have telebellas, they have teledivas. I think the Bellas are number one for the entertainment side. Wrestling side, according to WWE, she may not be the best wrestler. She's definitely up there. But in some people's eyes, she may be the best, she may not be. But as far as a wrestling standpoint, being on TV every week, and she's the number one face as far as that's concerned. So you can look at it both ways. This is a double-edged sword. But for her to be in that limelight, I don't, and really, like I said, it's just her breast and her being naked. Yeah, those are photos of that, but you know, I don't really think this is gonna be a big deal at the end of the day to her in WWE, because her photos got leaked. It wasn't like it was with Paige when she had the fucking NXT women's women's championship and degrading that. The Paige stuff is on a whole nother level. This here is tame compared to that. And with the apparent rumors of Summer Rae last week, which you say it wasn't her, but who knows, along with Alexa Bliss, which she hasn't really said anything about that, so we don't know if those photos are actually real. But to Paige, to Caitlyn, who's a former WWE women's wrestler, what is next? Sasha gotta be next. Bayley has to be next. Asuka's next, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, Liv Morgan may be next. You know, I mean, you don't know what the hell's gonna happen next. You don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen next, and it looks like this is not gonna stop anytime soon, which is really sad to say. You know what I mean? But hopefully, things get better with this whole situation here. We're gonna, as fans, we're probably gonna forget about this probably about, week to 2 weeks from now. I mean, this is just gonna be, blown right over. But, hopefully the whole situation with Charlotte and everything, hopefully that does wash over, over the next, couple weeks from now. So, okay, so moving on to our next story here. And, I got one here for you. Jerry Lawler criticizes the House of Horrors match. Okay? And, I didn't give a review on Payback because, I just really started up the channel again back on Monday. I decided to start after Payback. But I didn't really give you guys a, really didn't give you guys a actual review or anything over it. But I didn't like the match from a Payback. I didn't at all. If you guys follow me on Twitter, right below you, you guys are gonna get a lot of good tweets. I'm tweeting every second when it's on Raw, Smackdown, and the pay-per-views. So definitely want to give me a follow, and we'll chat, and definitely respond to you. If your comments are actually relative to the topic. But in his podcast, Jerry Lawler, Dinner with the King. I didn't even know he had a podcast. So, Dinner with the King. Jerry Lawler talked about the House of Horrors match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton that took place at WWE Payback. He mentioned how he had very high expectations for it because he was a huge fan of horror movies. But he didn't feel any of it was particularly scary or memorable. He quipped that he's not afraid of baby dolls. So really nothing too much here. He kind of shot it down, saying, okay, I didn't really like this match. He didn't really completely bury, the whole concept. Oh, this is one of the worst ideas of all time. This is worse than the fucking, Kennel from Hell match. It wasn't nothing like that. But he just put it out there and says, I'm just not afraid of baby dolls. And, and it was cheesy. And I thought it was pretty dumb. I thought it was pretty dumb the way that it started, the way that it ended, the way that it, everything, the way it was done. You're in the West Coast, but it was pitch black and it was still daylight outside as it was happening. It was just done poorly, done very poorly by WWE. And I said this on I said this on a Payback pay-per-view predictions video on my buddy's channel, Chase Oliver 68. Go check his channel out. I said that either this is gonna be one of the worst things of all time or one of the best things of all time to some people. And definitely, to me, I think it's one of the worst things of all time. So some people out there, they probably think it's going to be one of the best things of all time years down the road. But who knows? Maybe we'll change our perspective on it, years down the road. But that's that story there. Another story is that I got here for you is that New Japan Pro Wrestling is interested in Adam Cole. Really now? I don't think this is gonna happen. But hey, let's give it a read and let's take it with a grain of salt. Let's just take this with a grain of salt because I think that Adam Cole will be in NXT Takeover Chicago. That's what I think. Okay. Yeah, we saw his is either his girlfriend or his fiance at I was gonna say at TNA. Good Lord, not at TNA, guys. Oh no, at the NXT show last week with Andrea Cianamis when he was boarding the limo, and we saw Adam Cole's girlfriend, fiance. I'm not too sure, but I don't remember her name. So someone tell me in the comments. Let me know her actual name because. Brittany Baker? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Maybe that's a porn star, I think. Well, anyway, despite that, there are rumors right now that cannot be confirmed. And this is actually coming, just so you know, guys, this is coming from Wrestling News World. Okay, so this particular article that I'm reading is coming from Wrestling News World. And that there are rumors right now that we not confirmed, which is Wrestling News World, as of yet, that New Japan Pro Wrestling may be interested in possibly signing Adam Cole. Now that his Ring of Honor contract is up, Cole is scheduled to work the War of the Worlds show for Ring of Honor on May the 12th to face Hiroshi Tanahashi. Like we reported earlier, Cole may still work Ring of Honor dates without a contract as a per appearance basis, but if he signs with WWE, as it is also being rumored, he will be done with the company immediately. Oh, right. So basically, Adam Cole, he has WWE up here as number one priority. He may sign, it may be a Hardy situation. May sign with, New Japan for like 2 shows or something. I don't know why he would do that because he's already wrestling. He was already wrestling in New Japan already. He wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom. You know what I mean? So for the Ring of Honor, World Heavyweight Championship. So, I really don't have anything to say about this. Like I said, just take it with a grain of salt. I mean, it's really nothing about this here. I mean, it's more of a wait and see. But I really think that we're going to see Adam Cole at NXT TakeOver Chicago. That is my personal opinion. Moving on to our next story here. I got a couple more stories here before I head up out of here. Where is it? Okay. So, we'll do this story here. Okay, we'll do this story here, then we'll close off with another story. Okay. This story here is a rumor for Extreme Rules to come on from the Raw brand here. So, basically, we have a rumor card right now for WWE's Extreme Rules, okay? So, right now, this is the rumor card. This is most likely going to happen. I think this is most likely going to happen, but, I really think that this is going to happen, for majority's matches, because all these matches here are pretty obvious at this point. If you saw Raw on Monday, all these matches are obvious, for these here. So the rumor card right now, and I'll start from the bottom to the top. For the Raw's women's title, Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss, which I'm kind of surprised about. So I think it's going to be either Sasha Banks versus Bayley, probably next week, or probably in the next couple of weeks to determine the number one contender, or they may have like a fatal 4-way or some shit with her, Bayley, Nia Jax, and you can throw anybody else in there, maybe Emma or somebody. So I probably think you may see something like that, like a fatal 4-way or something like that, to determine the Raw's women's title number one contender. Dean Ambrose versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. That's obvious because The Miz won that triple threat this past Monday. And I'm going to go over one more thing as well about that triple threat, on how Vince McMahon feels about that right after the story here. Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins, obvious. Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt, that's obvious. The Hardys versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team titles, which is obvious. And One thing about the Hardys, guys, a lot of people are getting confused if the Hardys will be broken. It's coming. It's coming. It's a slow build to it, though. It's coming. And I think by the time that we get to Extreme Rules here, I think that Sheamus and Cesaro are going to win the Raw Tag Team titles. And then and from there, we're going to see the Hardys become broken at that point in time. And hopefully we get the vignettes. So that's what I think about that. And last but not least, we got Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in an ambulance match. So they took the match that they had at Payback, and now they're going to make it an ambulance match at Extreme Rules. Which, again, all these matches here, probably the exception of Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks, which is rumored right now. Again, take this with a grain of salt, guys. I'm not saying that this is for sure going to be the women's match. But right now, that's the rumor. Now, with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman in an ambulance match, in my personal opinion, you've got to have Braun Strowman win. Even though, and I know I bash on Roman Reigns and, that great stuff, you've got to have Braun Strowman win, because here's the thing. If Braun Strowman is going to face off against Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, you got to make Braun look strong. You got to make him look strong of him going into it. Now, right now, there's no build to this match as of yet. Well, there's already build there. Let me backtrack. There is build there already. But I'm talking about since Payback. We didn't see him on Monday. I will like to think that we'll see somebody there on Monday. Either Strowman or Reigns. There's going to be some promos or something. But I think that WWE is going to go in route of Roman Reigns winning this match, because honestly, I don't really see a face losing to a heel in an ambulance match, especially a face like Roman Reigns. I mean, the only ambulance match I can think that a heel has won, Shane McMahon and Kane from 2003 or 2002, wherever the hell it was. But I just don't see Braun winning this match, as much as it hurts me to say. I want Braun to win this match. I just don't see WWE having Reigns, who beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, lose to Braun Strowman semi-cleanly. It was a clean... Okay, I'll put it this way. It was a clean win, but WWE was right there to say that, oh, yeah, but Braun Strowman beat less than 50% Roman Reigns. Or he beat a Roman Reigns who was who was injured. I think that that's where WWE is gonna go with Roman Reigns winning. How are you gonna get to Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar? I don't know, because they because of the fact that Braun Strowman wants Lesnar apparently, so he wants a chance at the Universal title. So who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Because Braun Strowman should win this match if he's going to be facing off against Brock Lesnar. If he loses against Roman Reigns, he has, in the eyes of the casuals, he has no chance against Brock Lesnar. So, that's my thoughts on that. Also, as well, this whole situation right now that I'm seeing here about Vince McMahon not being thrilled about The Miz's offense on how it came across in the main event, I think that is very, very shitty. I like The Miz, and he has had to build himself back up ever since, being on Raw the last time, last year when he wasn't really doing shit, to when he went on Smackdown to revitalize his career, made him, one of the top 3 heels in the company, and to going back to Raw, he's still looking good on Raw, but me hearing this is not good. I don't like to hear stuff like this, especially if Vince McMahon is not thrilled about something. Usually when he's not thrilled about something, he buries the fuck out of wherever the fuck it is. So, but apparently Vince McMahon was not thrilled on how some of The Miz's offense came across in the main event. However, it was likely contributed to how good Seth Rollins and Finn Balor looked. So, listen here. Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, they are fucking cream of the crop athletes. Miz is a good athlete as well, but as far as wrestling-wise, he's not the best. Miz gets his longevity, he has gotten his longevity in WWE with his lips, with his voice. And just me hearing that just kind of has me like, ugh. You know, kind of like, it makes me cross my arms like, oh, no, not The Miz. Don't fuck him up. Don't fuck up The Miz. I just want to say I hope the best. I just hope for the best for The Miz at this point, because he definitely deserves to he's one of those guys that can be one of the, low key in the main event because of how great his heel work is. I mean, he can have a shot at the, at the WWE Universal Championship. I mean, not now against Lesnar or anything of that nature, but I can see him in that main event picture for sure if they were to, if they were to utilize him correctly. I could definitely see him get a shot at the Universal Championship. May not win it per se, but I think he deserves to be in that role. He's put in too much fucking time to go back down to the mid-card or to even, he's at the mid-card now, but like to go down worse than the mid-card, to go down as just that guy doing Miz TV and that guy that's in the, on fucking, the fucking Raw pre-show, losing to Kofi Kingston. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that. Alright, guys, well, I got one more story here, and that will be our first podcast here. Again, guys, before I get into this last story here, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out on these podcasts every single Friday. It's coming every single Friday, these podcasts. They're going to be a lot better now, but I'm going to get you more news, more better news than what I'm giving you here today. But, again, if you do appreciate the news here, be sure to let me know. Be sure to let me know in the comments. Say something to me. Say, hey, add this or fix this or change that. Let me know on how I can get better for you guys, because this is going to be all about you guys, and, I want to make this thing special. So, also as well, you know what? I'll do it now. Because I got one on top of my head. I got two things. I'm going to have two things of the week. I'm going to have a Bear of the Week, which I think who performs as best as a female during the week of WWE. Then I'm going to have my, I don't know what I'm going to call my guy. I don't want to say Wrestler of the Week or my Dude of the Week. I'm going to say Homeboy. How about that? Homeboy of the Week. So, Bear of the Week is Alexa Bliss. Fucking phenomenal. Won the women's title on Payback and cut that great promo on Raw. And also as well picking up that victory for her team on Raw as well over Bayley. Bear of the Week is Alexa Bliss for sure. Homeboy of the Week, if I had to pick anybody right now, I'm going to say even though that WWE kind of buried it a little bit during the pay-per-view and the Raw after, I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman. I'm going with Braun Strowman just because of the fact that he destroyed Callisto the week before. I even know it was a stupid dumpster push. I get that. He destroyed Callisto. He destroyed Roman Reigns and had a suplex with the Big Show. And I know that was a couple weeks ago, but building all the way up to that and actually beating Roman Reigns, because WWE could have easily said, fuck you. You want Braun Strowman to win? No. Fuck you. Roman Reigns wins. Hoorah! Cockfist. That's what they could have done, but they didn't do that. So Homeboy of the Week will go to Braun Strowman. I'm going to have these more thought out, beginning next week and stuff of that nature. But if you like the Bear of the Week, women, best women wrestler of the week and best male wrestler of the week, let me know about that, and I will continue that on. But I want to do things different here on this channel. I also want to do as well, before I get into this last story here, I also want to do as well This Week in Wrestling. I want to do a This Week in Wrestling where I talk about something in wrestling from this week, several years ago. So, that's going to take me to do a little bit of extra research and, put that in a format. But I think that'll be fun as well, so we can, refresh on our wrestling history and, hear things about that too as well. So, all right, but here's our last story. And it's details on which company that Cody Rhodes is looking to sign with and why. So, if you guys haven't heard this story already, this was as of yesterday, as I'm recording this here. This is on, I'm recording this on Thursday again, and this is from Wednesday. So, Cody Rhodes has had contracts for both Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling, but ended signing up with Ring of Honor. Okay, I don't know if he's actually signed yet. I don't know if he actually signed yet. So I think he's I think he's about to sign, or he's gonna sign eventually, but I don't think it's official yet. This article says that he has. I don't think he's there yet, but it says that he has. But ended up signing with Ring of Honor because that he felt that the deal will end up being more lucrative actually in the end. Impact was offering a higher guarantee but wanted to take over his independent and international bookings and take a cut, oh my god, of his non-Impact appearances, whereas Ring of Honor offers him to allow him to keep all of his money from working elsewhere, which I think is the right choice for Cody Rhodes. If he's leaning towards Ring of Honor, do it. Because Impact and the fucking owl and whoo and whoo, that's a bad owl impression, but that's a horrible owl impression actually. Impact, that's not how you're supposed to do business. If you want to actually be serious in the wrestling industry, you gotta let Cody stay with his independent and his international dates. I understand you want to keep him locked up, you want to keep him guaranteed and make him exclusive to Impact, but that's not the way you do business. You don't have that stroke right now, Impact. You have lost Drew Galloway. You have lost Mike Bennett, who's going to WWE. You have lost a lot of guys. The Hardys, of course. You know what I mean? You lost a lot of guys, and, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. Especially when your ratings keep going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And, I don't blame Cody. I don't blame Cody at all. Cody is a fucking beast in the independent scene right now. I hope that Cody is like Drew McIntyre. He's in the independents for a couple of years, then comes back to WWE, because right now, this is the Cody Rhodes that we're supposed to see. The Cody Rhodes gimmick that we're seeing now, with the whole appearance and the whole persona and everything about him, that is main event. Screw main event. That is top guy of the company, number one guy of the company type of shit. That what he's doing right now. Just his whole swagger, his not to take a pun there, his whole swagger, his whole bravado, his manly, I can't even do bits right now. His manliness right now is off the charts in the independents. But Ring of Honor was fine with him continuing to work without a contract, but it was Cody who was looking to lock himself into a deal somewhere. Cody's coming up on the 1-year anniversary of his last WWE appearance, and as many former WWE wrestlers who have discovered in the past that there are usually a lot of big money offers when you first become a free agent, but right around the 1-year mark, since you had WWE television exposure, your value begins to drop substantially. Rather than to continue to work with Ring of Honor and Impact as a free agent, Cody wanted to maximize the bidding for his services and lock himself in at the highest possible rate. And before inevitably offers will begin to naturally slow down, as the novelty of being a fresh face on the independent circuit begins to wear off. Very smart move from Cody Rhodes, because he's a fucking, he's the son and the brother of two of the most, entertaining people ever in wrestling. Goldust, despite what you may think about him now, very entertaining in the Attitude Era, and possibly one of the most influential gimmicks of all time when he first came out with the Goldust gimmick. And of course, father of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, probably one of the number one biggest baby faces ever, one of the best talkers, one of the best minds ever in the history of professional wrestling. He has that rubbed off on him. And he's a businessman. He knows what he's doing. And if he could get signed in to Ring of Honor with the max money that he can for the next couple of years, then come back to WWE, I'm all for it. Good for Cody. good for Cody if he does do that. So hopefully, like I said, things work well for Cody Rhodes, and hopefully we see him back in WWE. You know what? I think we are gonna see him back in WWE. Not in like, you know, not this year or anything, but maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. I truly believe that we may be seeing Cody Rhodes back to WWE. Well, guys, that is it. That is episode 1 of the Getting Over podcast. And let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys enjoy this format, let me know. This is episode 1, guys. There's going to be wrinkles. There's going to be wrinkles to be ironed out, I know. But let me know on how you think about this particular podcast. Also, as well, you know, if we get the podcast bigger, I may actually do you know, Twitter polls of Bay of the Week and Homeboy of the Week. So if you guys will participate on that, if you think it's better for you guys to pick that, I'll pick the nominees, but you guys pick out of the, you know, the certain nominees for each one. So I think that'll be a better concept once we get to that point of you guys voting. And also as well, tomorrow I will be putting up a top 10 video, my very first top 10 video on this channel. I do not know what I'm going to be doing yet, so not too sure. I'm still thinking about it. I want to make sure the top 10 video is different, but also intriguing as well for you guys to actually, you know, see there. And also on Sunday, video's already done. I just got to upload it. The very first episode of What Else Happened, and it is gonna be a fantastic show. You guys don't want to miss that whatsoever. You know, I don't want to give the concept of it as of yet. I may give the concept on tomorrow's video for the top 10, a little brief concept. I won't tell you what the subject is, but I may give you that concept tomorrow. So be sure to tune in tomorrow to the top 10 video as well that I'm going to be having here on my channel. But guys, that is it. If you guys like this here, be sure to leave a thumbs up on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. And of course, follow me on Twitter. And like my Facebook page, which like right there down below me. And the links are down below as well. And I'll see you guys later. You guys enjoy your day. Peace out.